Don't blink. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. What's up? Welcome to the Welcome to our show. Sorry, we just have peanut butter, and my mouth is full of when you have peanut butter and. Sorry to talk about. Funny, I remember a show that I had when I was a kid, Ramdam. We're talking about this. It feels so weird right now. It feels good, but it feels so weird because this is the first time in like a week, full week, that I'm sitting down doing what I'm doing right now, which is filming videos. Now I didn't stop. I don't know. I felt like I lost my dojo, my dojo. I felt like I lost my mojo, and it's weird because this is like a familiar places. This is a come back to roots, come back to basic. You know, I love this. I miss making video, man. Now with the whole thing of Twitch yesterday, I was worried. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm not gonna be able to make videos, but manage my time better. I'm just gonna manage my time better. So making video, and we started today. I was like, fuck. One of my phone didn't charge. I want to go out filming. Like I'm not able to stream when I was. What can I do? And I start filming, and it really felt good. You know, it really felt good. It's weird because I was talking about how I'm gonna talk about it more today. We're gonna talk about maturing because today we're gonna do a 4 hours mukbang. It's gonna be fucking nice. It's gonna be fucking nice. Gonna have as much battery as possible, and then we're gonna have as much battery as possible. We'll be doing this now that I cannot stream when I have more time. A little coffee, thank you. Edibles, I don't know. You want me to do the vape pen, which is Pineapple Express? Or you want to do the party pack THC gummies? I don't know. I need to get rid of those though because they've been in an apartment for years, and I was like, oh, I have an excuse to do them. At the same time, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to start doing drugs, right? There's nothing wrong with doing drugs, but if you're not doing them already, why try? Why? Okay, why try? It's not a good question. Why start? You know, it's like, oh, I know smoking is so bad for me, but I'm gonna start smoking, right? You wouldn't do it, so why would you do that? So I want to get rid of them, but I don't want to throw them away because again, that's money wasted, and that was not how I was raised. But we're talking about maturing, and I don't know, the fact that we're back to basic with making content. I feel like I missed it. I feel like it's really weird. It's really weird because it was a week ago, and it's. I want to come back to what I said yesterday. This is gonna be a weird video, but with me, you're already used to it, right? It's weird because I felt like I lost my mojo, like I told you before, right? And I was like, okay, lost my mojo. Then I stopped making videos. I was like posting other videos because I was so busy. I haven't done a live TikTok in a week, and I miss it. But then again, tomorrow we start, but tonight I have to do the mukbang, right? And I don't know. I don't know. It just feels weird, right? And then because you feel weird, because you feel self-confident, self-conscious, you don't make video. Because you make video as a form of release, as a form of something I like to do, right? But when it feels weird, like for example, you like to do something, and something happened. For example, let's do it like that, right? Let's say you play a sport, right? And you get injured during that sport, right? And then you come back to playing that sport, and when you come back to playing that sport, it feels weird to play that sport. So it feels weird to play that sport, and you're like, okay, well, if it feels weird, possibly shouldn't be doing this. If it doesn't feel comfortable. So I didn't even try making videos, it just didn't feel comfortable. And every single day I was like, okay, well, I have to take care of things in the background. Like today I have to take care of the background. I have a 4-hour stream, 4 hours, fucking 4 hours to, I cannot talk, to mukbang. We have about a 2 hours and a half of uploading content uploading content, downloading content, right? Now for the Twitch, because I need to free some space because I can't make highlights, and I got 2 weeks to do a highlights of one video. So it's not 58 days that I have. It's 14 days. It's 13 days now. So yeah, that's worrying me. But at the same time, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. and I got no choice but to embrace what's going on, right? I can be complaining, I can be doing this, I can be doing that, I can be, oh, well, if I do this, there's nothing. It's always going to be about, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, now you suffer. If I posted more content, more clips, I would have done better, right? But we didn't. Now we have to pay the price for it. So by making videos, and I felt like it was always an excuse not to make videos. And I don't know, it feels like the worst thing I did last week, and again, we're talking about in general, right? The worst thing I did last week was to see, and it's weird because to me, this is a passion. This is a passion. This is my dream. It's my content, my dream. But it's also in the form of a job. I know I'm going to be able to make a living out of it, right? Not today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, but maybe this time next year, I'm making a living out of it, right? I'm already super close. We're 4 away from 600. I need 1,000, right? It's gonna happen. Trust me. And it's weird because when it started becoming a job, and it's weird because making content, if it's becoming a job, I don't think I would call it a job. I don't think it would feel like a job. It would be like, this is my day-to-day life. This is just recording. This is just documenting, right? I'm pretty sure that people that are filming don't see this as a job. I'm pretty sure that actors that are acting in a movie are working hard, but they don't see this as a job. They're like, okay, well, I'm playing this character. It's kind of cool. I like the script, right? There's a lot of money involved. I'm happy with that, right? So, but at the same time, it's more professional, right? It's more professional. It's like, well, it's like playing. I was talking about sport before. Talking about hockey. Canada won yesterday, so hooray! Oh, Saint, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we yelled? I don't know if that's a Canada song or an American song. This is Oh Canada, Oh Canada. I don't. I'm ashamed that I don't know it, but I don't know it. So yeah. So it's like you're playing hockey, right? You're with your friends, and you're having fun, right? And you're playing with your friends again, but this time there's money involved, right? I was talking about Shao. You guys know Shao. You know, is my best friend. I fucking love Shao. And Shao, he posted a meme, and I fucking love that guy because he posted a meme and said, "Oh, I'm secretly hoping that one of my friends is a millionaire." And it was doing it as a joke, right? Because again, it's a meme. It's like a monkey who's praying. I'm gonna try to find it actually. That way, I don't make him look bad. But it's just a joke, right? And I was like, "Don't worry, I was like, yeah, don't worry, man. Look at this. Me praying every day." My closest friend turned out to be a secret billionaire, was visiting my loyalty all these years, right? And I was like, dude, because Shao is actually super talented when it comes to filming. Dude is madly talented, like crazy talented. And I was like, well, maybe I'll one day if I make money, I'll hire you as a cameraman. It was the same as a joke, right? Then I said I'm down, and I was like, holy shit, that could be cool actually, because I do like the guy and I do like working with the guy, you know, it'd be cool. And then you start seeing another thing, right? And this lack of motivation. We're talking about work again, so we come back to work, and we're seeing a lot of people look at when they're starting at the job, right? And they've been working at the same company for years and 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 years, and then they see a picture of when they started, and it looked completely different. It's like, oh, I was so happy, and then you associate this with working, right? But it's not. It's just people change, right? And then I made a mistake of watching all of the pictures that I took from the content I made last year, and I was like, oh fuck, I remember this. But I remember certain videos, like last year, for example. I'm not even kidding. I wish I was kidding. But we made over much more. Well, around 500, 600 videos last year, right? Way more. That's two a day. Let's say we did 1,000 videos last year, right? Out of the 1,000 videos, how many of them were crazy cool? 200, 300. How many did I really like doing? 400 if I'm lucky, if I really like doing. Then out of the 1,000, how many of them were because I need to rent? For example, right now, I like making videos, I like filming, but do you think I want to talk about this right now? No, right? We have a Star Wars video, was gonna be a lot more fun. So pimple, oh, don't pop your pimple, guys. I got just that OCD. So with that, and it's weird because you have all those backward thoughts, right? You have all those backward thoughts, and they're preventing you from. It's weird because psychologically speaking, right? this fear of failing, this fear of getting hurt, right? And this fear of failing will allow you, will push you to fail. So, for example, oh, I have to walk across this very thin line. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail because I'm so focusing on so much focus. I put so much focus on falling. I fall. Right? Sorry, I'm French. When I fall, I fucked up. But if I just focused on walking a straight line, if I just give myself a chance to do it, it would work, right? So I use all of these as excuse, right? And I was like, oh, I lost my mojo. I don't have the motivation. No, you just have to get the motivation. And it's funny because I was working out today and I was listening to this song, right? And this song is not my favorite song, but it's from a group that doesn't copyright. And I was also filming the tower because we have a tournament today. And I really wanted to put in the work in it because we've been neglecting the tower for a while. And now the problem with the Twitch is I'm gonna be only able to upload 100 videos a day. The tower is a game that I can easily play for 4 or 5 hours. So for 4 or 5 hours, that's 1, 2, 3. That's 15 hours of content that counts as 3. So with TikTok or YouTube, well, I don't know about TikTok, but YouTube, they'll only allow 100 videos per day. But if your videos are 24 hours long, that's 2,400 hours that they allow you to post per day. Just saying. I'm just saying. Right? So we're going to be focusing on that. Why not? I've been using these as an excuse not to film. And I've been using this as an excuse of, I don't want to be depressed. Now, ultimately, there is this fear of being depressed. There is this fear of burning out. Right? But my parents believe in me so much. And it's funny because my parents. My father thinks I'm wasting my time with making content, right? But he believes in me. He's a smart guy. You're figure. I had this conversation yesterday, right? And it was like, what are you doing with your days? And I'm like, I'm making content. And it was like, that's not gonna pay the bill. And I'm like, I know that, but that's what I want to do. That's what I like to do, right? And I told him, trust me. Just trust me, okay? I'm just asking you to trust me. And his answer was, you're a smart guy. You'll figure it out. Okay? Then my mom, she's the same way. My mom is a bit more accepting of this. She's like, yeah, but ink doesn't pay the bills. When you pay the bills, it's weird. You gonna charge that shit? I'm just gonna charge that shit. My phone. My mom is like, yeah, but ink doesn't pay the bills. When are you gonna be paying the bills? We'll talk about it. But then, she doesn't really understand. She doesn't really understand that it will not pay the bills automatically, right? It takes some works, right? It takes some works. But then, I cannot blame my parents because they have this mentality of, I'm working for 4 hours, I'm being paid for 4 hours, right? Now, ultimately speaking, and that's the craziest thing. That's the craziest thing. And it's really, really a beautiful thing. So my parents, and I always had this kind of like this fear of becoming like my parents because they were slaves to work, right? But my parents, right? They work for 8 hours. They were working for 8 hours. They were getting paid for 8 hours. That's their mentality. Ink, a little coffee, deep breath. You're gonna be okay. See, a bit crazy to say that out loud, but it does help. I didn't mix it correctly. Shit. So my parents were on this mentality of, I work for 8 hours. My day is done, right? I make 8 hours. And I always had a problem. I don't have a problem with working 9 to 5. But it's not my dream. Making content is my dream. But even if I didn't have this problem, even if I didn't have this dream, right? I have a problem. I really have a problem with, well, I work for 1 hour, right? I get money, right? I spend that money, right? I don't get that hour back. So it's give and give, but I'm giving more than I'm receiving, right? And again, I don't think it's everything in life is 50-50. I don't think that. I don't think that's true. But I really have a problem with, I'm gonna be working one time. I'm gonna be paying one time. I'm gonna be paid one time, and I'm gonna buy one time, and that's it. To me, it's too simple. Life is more than that, right? Life is more than just money. So I paid for that, and then I was like, yeah, but and I argue with my father about that. I'm like, yeah, but Dad, imagine I make a video, right? That video was gonna be there for 10 years. That video will continue to pay for 10 years. Yes, it's very small amount, but this video will continue to pay for 10 years. And it was like, that doesn't work like that. I was like, what the fuck do you mean this doesn't work like that, right? But then he he had a point of view that was kind of okay, because yes, the videos that I make right now aren't paying, right? The one they'll pay for sure. Well, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Let's be positive. Let's be optimistic. But he's right. He's right in the sense of now I'm working. I'm making zero. So although he was working, getting paid once. He was working once, paying once. He paid once and buying once, right? I was done. Me, I'm working. There's no pay. There's no buy, right? So instead of having a kind of cycle, it's only like a standalone line, right? In a standalone line, so it's very simple actually. I know I'm making it complicated, but it's actually quite simple when you think about it. So my father, my mom. Think about my father because I'm talking about my father because my father and I relationship is really weird. My mom is always gonna be my mom, right? I love my mom. I'm a mama's boy at heart. She's always gonna be my mom. My father, as a kid, we didn't get really along, and then, as I'm older, we're more friends. But it's more my father's more my friend, my father, right? I don't. I do see him as my father. I do see him as my parents, but there's just more this equality, right? My mom is always gonna be my mom. I see her as something that is more than life, you know. My father, there's this equality. Is like, oh, we could be working together. We could be co-worker. Yes, and my father. Yes, I love you. Yes, I respect you. But ultimately speaking, I feel like the relationship is more similar. See, with my mom, it's clearly a relationship of mother and daughter. Fuck that. It's more so a relationship of mother and son. With my father, it's more so a relationship of father and son, but also friend and co-worker, right? Because I'm helping him a lot with the renovation, right? So with my father and my mom, they have this, right? They have this. And this is work, right? And at the end of the day, as they're working, right, they get paid, right? The paying is nice. Then they're buying, right? And because they're buying food, they're buying whatever they want, right? But I say they're buying food for the example, right? They're buying food for the example. Let's just call it food. Then you go all the way here. You ate the food, and now you get what? You get no money, right? So what you need to do is this, right? What you need to do is this, right? That's what you need to do, right? Now, in the case of making content, we are those two line right here, right? So the first line is making content, right? There's nothing in between. The second line is what? Making more content, right? Making more content. So as much as you make content, the line gets bigger, right? And you make more content, you make more content, and you make more content, right? And that's the making content. That's the line, right? That is the line, okay? And then you realize that there's no correlation. There's no correlation. One video will make you 0, one video will make you 1,000. It doesn't matter. It's not a certainty, right? There's no cause and effect. So there's no risk and reward. There's no, I'm going to risk my time, I'm going to get reward for cash, right? But then you realize that on this road, there's a couple of things that happens, right? There's a couple building that exists. A couple building are being built, right? One of them is a grocery store. One of them is a sex shop. One of them is a funeral home. Call it like that, right? It's a fucked up village, but it's a village, right? And then you realize that those businesses attract customer, and those customer pay money, right? Now, you ask yourself, yeah, but they're not paying for the road, right? They're not paying for the road. They're paying for the businesses, and you're absolutely right. However, what ended up happening is those roads are being repaired or being built by our taxes. You're right, and those taxes come from where? From the citizen, but also from businesses, right? And those businesses that are on the road will pay for the road themselves, right? So instead of having a perfect circle where everything starts from you, goes to you, start from you, goes to you, start from you, right? You have a circle. You have a line where Some businesses work better than others, and some business will close. Some business will close. For example, right? This is a personal story, but for example, right? We had a mouse infestation in the building. I found a multiple bag of ramen, multiple bag of ramen completely eaten through. I'm like, holy shit! I didn't even know that I had fucking mouse, right? And then I started putting traps, right? Hoping to catch them because I didn't want them to get through the food, right? I didn't get. It's. I know it's not humane, but I was like, fuck. They're gonna get to the food. They're gonna start pooping everywhere. I don't want them in my house, right? And then I put traps. And then I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, and I'm hearing some noise. Like, holy shit, there's a mouse. So I run, and I didn't catch her. But I almost catch her. I could hear her. And then my ex, like, what are you gonna do when you're gonna catch her? Well, and I told her, I hope that she gets into the trap, right? And I'm like, and my girlfriend's like, my ex, she's like, yeah, but if you go to the trap, you kill them. And I'm like, yeah, but they're eating the food. And they say, you're also eating other people's food. Nobody's killing you for it. And I'm like, makes sense, right? Kind of flawed for existing. And where am I going with that? Because again, it makes no sense, right? But it does kind of make sense. This is a journey of life, and you get to eat a little bit of food, or a little bit of food, right? Some people will suck food because they work hard. Some people will eat a little bit of food there, or a little bit of food there, and they'll continue their way. And in that case, I'm more like a rat. I'm more like a mouse, right? Versus somebody that builds. Why am I saying all that? Because and I know it's not like a motivation tonight is money. It's not. However, the motivation tonight for make content is actually very, very, very complex. Actually, a lot of complexity, right? So, for example, and again, I'm talking about it's like a job, okay? Let's talk about like a job. And you guys know me, I've had more so construction job than anything else in my life, right? So we're gonna go with that concept, right, of construction job, right? And so what ends up happening is I'm on the floor. They call it on the floor. So on the floor is I think it's the same for everything, for grocery store shit like that, right? You're on the floor. You're actually partaking in the work that's being done, and then you got people in the office, HR, receptionist, boss, lawyer, the kid of the boss, and they're in the office, right? So what ended up happening is I saw those pictures, and I was like, fuck, I miss those. And it's like, I was like a boss that was looking at myself as an employee and saying, oh, wow, he did so well. He's not doing that well anymore, right? And then with last week, with the One Piece. By the way, the One Piece, they didn't even take it out. I don't know why they wrote it. I don't know why. They didn't even take it out. Went all that for nothing. But I was more so like in the office. I was more so in the office with my boy Michael, with my boy Jim, with my boy Dwight, my girl Pam. Yeah, the Narn Dog was actually kind of cool, surprisingly. I know I was gonna be in the office, but it was kind of cool. Narn Dog was actually pretty cool. That was the office, right? And I was more so doing. I don't like saying mental stuff because I feel like when I'm talking to you guys, I put my mind, I put my heart, I put my soul in it. But it is more mindful stuff. It's like I'm watching something, I'm paying attention, and I'm reviewing this, right? And it kind of took me away from the floor for a little bit, and then I'm being told, no, you gotta go back to the floor. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Of course, I love filming videos. I love filming videos. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. One of the biggest motivation that I have for making content is I'm seeing the growth. And I'm not talking about the views. I'm not talking about comments. I'm not talking about people that follows. Of course, that's great. But I'm talking about the growth. It's people that are. See, I've been meeting a lot of people lately. Cool people, right? And for example, I'm going to take Jordan as the example. Jordan Super Chill. Jordan came in one day. She's like, oh, you're a really cool content creator, right? And she started coming up. I was like, wow, she's really nice. And I was like, yeah, but she's nice, but you're also doing a good job. Otherwise, she wouldn't come back, right? And this is growth, but as a person where um I'm evolving as a person. I see myself when I started. I see videos that I made when I started, and it's very different. It's a very different thing. So you see a growth, right? And for the first time since I started making content, I felt like the growth kind of stopped, and the growth kind of regressed. And I was like, well, that's not good, right? What am I supposed to do for it? And the answer is super simple: dive in. If you get hurt, you get hurt. If you don't get hurt, you don't get hurt. But dive in always. That's a video. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.